Greetings, my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making something that looks so stinking beautiful and easy. We love that combination of aesthetics and ease. I'm going to be making rice paper flowers. These flowers are edible, they poof up, and they look lovely. Perfect for spring. I believe the origins of this technique originated on social media from Celine YRS, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'll put a link down below. This technique also appears on the TikToks, of course. Vivienne Tiet made this as well, and Omsom on Instagram, I saw them make this as well. So lots of people have made this, and the process in terms of the transformation of the rice paper to flour is pretty striking. So let's go ahead and make it. We are going to need some rice paper. I have two versions here. These just are the ones that happen to be in my pantry. So mostly I use these to make Vietnamese spring rolls. I just dip them in a little bit of water, add lots of fresh herbs and vegetables, and then make a lovely dipping sauce. Really, really lovely, especially in the summertime. But I've since learned that you can make so many great things. I've made little chicken nugget bites wrapped in these and then deep fried. I've heard that you can make tteokbokki with them, but today we're going to be deep frying them. I have two brands. Since I have them both, I'm going to try them both. Immediately I noticed when comparing these two rice papers, the square Three Ladies brand is shinier and more rigid, just firmer than the Red Rose brand. This one feels a little bit thinner. It's not as glossy. And the diameter of this circle is about 8 inches. So we're gonna make this smaller, about 6 inches. So we're gonna go and cut, oh, wow. So my rice paper is very brittle, and I'm cutting slowly here because it doesn't wanna cut cleanly. Depending on your rice paper, you may have better luck than I'm having. So mine's a little bit jagged. It's not perfect, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. Now we're going to cut this into a flower. Now since my paper is very brittle, I'm going slowly here, and I'm going to carve out some petals. Now the number of petals I don't think really matters so much. I'm going to shoot for about 6 and just space them equally apart. So this is one layer of my flour. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing using a smaller piece of rice paper so that we'll have 2 layers. So making the petals is one option, but another option I saw in the Omsom video is they take a circle like this, and rather than going to the lengths to make all of these individual petals, they just make slices like this, cuts. And don't bother with trying to lobe them out into petals. Just make little slices. So let's try the other paper. Oh yeah, so this paper is much easier to cut, but still very brittle. So go slowly, don't be in a rush, and cut your circle out. So I'm going to repeat this for both of these models. We're going to try the circle model and the flower petal model. I've got some freshly cooked rice here, just leftover rice, but I think it's good that it be warm because this is going to be our paste. We're going to use it to glue our flower petal layers together. We are going to add a little bit of turmeric for color, just so it has a little bit of flavor, a pinch of salt, and give this a stir. Now I have some beautiful yellow grains of rice. Now we're ready to assemble the flowers. I'm going to take a little pinch of this rice, place it right in the middle. And that's going to glue the top one on, like this. And then we're going to add a little bit more the center of the flower. Same thing with the round version. This is made with the other rice paper that's a little bit thinner. Add some rice in the middle and stick the other one on. And then a little bit of rice for the center. Alrighty, my lovelies, I have about an inch and a half, 2 inches of peanut oil heating up here. So we're going to test the temperature by dropping a piece. It says 343, and let's see. And then it's immediately puffing up. So I think we are close for the temperature. Alrighty, here we go. It's totally working. Oh my God. Look how beautiful. It looks like a flower. Okay, that's not even big enough. Oh my gosh, I need a spoon that's big enough for this. Look, that's beautiful. Look at the flower. I made a flower. Wow, it totally works and so fast. All right, so those are big flowers. Let's try one that's not so gigantic. This one's about 5 inches across. Here we go. Wow. It's like magic. Totally puffs up. So easy. Drain the excess oil off. In a matter of 10 seconds, you have a beautiful flower. Amazing, amazing. Let me tell you specifically the temperature of the oil. So if you have a thermometer, you can do this yourself. It's about 350. Now let's try one of the ones that are round rather than petaled. Yep, it works just as well. Works just as well. Wow, these are huge. So I would say if you make these, unless you want really big ones, I would say make these about 5 inches in diameter. These are huge. Just like that. So stinking cool. They actually get bigger. They bloom a little bit bigger than the original size paper. Look at that. Amazing. Alrighty, my lovelies, here is my beautiful rice paper flower, and look at the size of it. It's like the entire size of the salad plate, but look how beautiful the petals are. I'm so happy with how they've rippled and look kind of delicate and puffed. If you look closely, they look very similar to shrimp chips. If you ever had those magical shrimp chips that puff up in hot oil. This also reminds me of those pasta snacks that I made where you take pasta, you boil them and you dehydrate them and then you fry them and they puff up kind of magically. I'll put the link down below in case you missed it. It was like a $1 snack, but this does a similar thing. I think it's this combination of starches that have been rehydrated, then dehydrated again, and then when they are placed in hot oil, they puff up with this really beautiful, airy lightness. But let's go ahead and give this a taste. My beautiful flower, I don't even want to eat it. Okay, but eat we shall. You hear that? Very crispy. Okay, here we go. Itadakimasu. And just like those shrimp chips, it has a very similar crunch. It's very light and airy. And in terms of flavor, very mild flavor, kind of like a rice snack a little bit. And there's some salt in there, but very light. You could dust this with any kind of seasoning you like. You could add cheese powder, sour cream and onion, any of those popcorn shakes I think would be fine, although it might look a little bit dusty on your flour, but great little snack. Now that I've had my third bite, it's a little bit greasy. I think maybe draining these on paper towel would have been better than just simply draining them on a rack because they are a little bit oily. I'm curious about the middle though. What's that taste like? I want that bite. Oh my gosh, so crispy. That was really fun and crunchy because we have two layers of the petals, very crunchy, but in the middle we have rice, which is a little bit chewy, familiar rice flavor. Just tastes like plain rice because I didn't really season it with anything besides the salt and the turmeric. So there you have it. That's how you can make a blooming rice paper flower. Absolutely delightful to watch it transform. Super easy. Just have to get the oil to the right temperature, and I find that to be about 350 degrees. And remember, whenever you're working with lots of oil, make sure you have your lid handy so you can put out any kind of a grease fire. Don't have any water nearby, and also don't fill your pot up too much with too much oil because it tends to fizz and boil up, and you don't want that all over your kitchen or on your burner or yourself. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. I love hearing from you. Check out my website. I'll include a printable version of this recipe. Like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye!
What if I had a flower for a face?